Hi, and welcome to the Smark Knight reviews. Today we're, of course, on the Smark Knight. Today we're reviewing Monday Night Raw, May the 14th. Like I said, I'm the Smark Knight, and before we start, remember if you like what you see here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget, this Saturday and Sunday I'll be live streaming NXT TakeOver Chicago, and I'll be doing live streaming for WWE Backlash, so stick around for that. And tomorrow night, I'll also be uploading the review of SmackDowns. So there's that to look forward to. And before I get to it, on Sunday, to those who subscribe, so hit that subscribe button, I will be giving away a FYE exclusive Finn Balor Funko Pop. Yeah, didn't think I'd come at you with that one, but obviously, as you can tell, Funko fanatic, terrible. But yeah, I'm into Funkos, and I ordered an extra one. So yeah, if you subscribe on Sunday during the Backlash live stream, I will give away my extra Finn Balor. So like it up, subscribe, and without any further ado, here's Raw, May the 14th, and let's get to it. We started off Raw with how we start Raw almost every week, with a promo in the ring. And today we had Roman Reigns. Well, not really. Well, he had him after. But Kurt Angle came out and explained the situation with what's going on with Braun Strowman. And I don't know about you guys, that really bummed me out. I mean, like everyone else, who's in the dirt sheets, who knows what's going on backstage, we heard a month or two. And then I woke up today to, oh, his elbow is completely shattered. He's out for at least 6 months. Which, holy hell. How does that happen? Like how does one the man's superhuman? I mean how can he compete with a shattered elbow? It's just insane, but this goes to show you how much of a badass Braun Strowman is and just how he was able to get over so fast. Like he's a unique specimen, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, I was in on Braun Strowman since day one. Like everyone else, I was anti Braun Strowman, especially when they were talking about Braun Strowman Undertaker. And at that point, when they were talking about that, like I want to say for last year, they were talking about that. I was vehemently against it because Braun was so green, and I felt like, oh, he's gonna kill Taker. He's gonna drop him on his head. He's too green. But just goes to show you, no matter how awful you are, if you put in the work, you will get better. And here you go, Braun Strowman. He was white hot, but now he's out for at least 6 months, which causes WWE to, scramble and try to put together their main event for SummerSlam and Great Balls of Fire. And God, I said it. I said I wasn't gonna say it, but I said it. But have you noticed they haven't even said it? I don't know if it's like they're still holding out hope that Braun might come back. Like they haven't said that the number one contender is gonna face him at great. Nope, not gonna say it. You know what I'm talking about? July pay-per-view. They haven't said, oh, he's gonna face him at Great Fire, which that would be a better name. At the Great Fire event. You know, they haven't said that. They haven't even said SummerSlam. It's like they're gonna get a number one contendership at the pay-per-view. So I don't know. I don't know if they're ashamed of Great Balls of Fire or they don't even know what they're doing. But usually it sucks when someone goes down, but usually that leads to something because then they just have to pull something out of their ass. And occasionally that, it's something great. Like when Batista got hurt all those years ago, Kurt Angle stepped in, and we had, you know, a really a good couple matches with Taker, and we had that great triple threat match at WrestleMania. So let's see what happens. And so we opened up with Kurt Angle, the aforementioned Kurt Angle, and he was cutting from laying everything down. Braun out 6 months. Roman Reigns comes out acting like a heel, like a goddamn heel. Make up your mind, WWE. Is he a heel? Is he a face? Am I supposed to feel sorry for this guy, or is he supposed to be the guy everyone doesn't want to punch in the face? And of course, just like traditional WWE, we start the promo, and then everyone who's involved in that feud starts coming out one by one. And so Kurt Angle announced a five-man Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, and an Extreme Rules Fatal Five-Way. And the winner gets the number contendership against Brock Lesnar at a pay-per-view. And so the rest of the guys came out, back and forth, brawl. Finn Balor stood tall. Then we learned that later in the night, Finn Balor against Roman Reigns, and Bray Wyatt against Seth Rollins. Which I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay. And the one thing that went through my mind was, I'm pretty sure we've seen Seth against Bray, right? Like, I could be totally wrong, but I felt like we've seen this match before. But apparently not. First time ever. And so moving on from there into the next segment, which I wrote it down, so I gotta go through my notes. I'm sorry, guys, but it's Raw. Even this Raw blew the other Raw. Last week's Raw, I had the water. But even then, was still. It could have been special. I will say that. It could have been special. Not Braun. Balor and Roman had a great match, and I'll get to that, but it could have been better. And, Miz and Dean are bordering on something special, but then again, I'll get to it. And then we had Jeff Hardy against Sheamus. We're still doing that. He, each tag member faces the other tag member until we kill time till Extreme Rules. And again, that match was announced, made official for Extreme Rules. We don't know the stipulation yet. It'd be weird if they go. It would make sense they want ladder match, but we already had a ladder match. So I don't know if the Hardys would want to go through with it. Because, they're the Hardys, that they're old. They're too old for that shit. But yeah, we had that match, and Sheamus being stiff as hell. Like, what in the world is Sheamus? What did Sheamus have against Jeff Hardy? I mean, if anyone noticed, the ending of that match, Jeff stiffed the hell out of Sheamus in that swanton. But yeah, there might be some backstory, or Sheamus is just a dick. Like, I've heard stories of Sheamus being a dick. Like, who was it? Oh God, I'm forgetting the guy's name. God, he was managed by Vicky Guerrero for like 2 seconds. Remember, like when she started that cougar gimmick. It was he had like a Spanish name. Oh man, it's gonna drive me nuts. I gotta look it up. But yeah, he did an interview a while ago, and uh, when he first got to the Forum Center, it was about Sheamus, and well, not the Forum Center, it was FCW. And he was telling a story how everyone was kind of afraid to say anything about Sheamus because he was kind of protected. So they were scared that, oh, we say something about Sheamus or we retaliate against Sheamus, something bad's gonna happen to us. And so they would go to him because I guess he had seniority at the time. It's like, hey, can you do something here? And they're like, no. He would say, no, you guys, come on, stick up for yourselves. And he even said that Sheamus tried to stiff him a couple times, and he gave it back to him. So maybe, so I don't know, maybe Sheamus is just a total dick. But yeah, Jeff Hardy got him back with that stiff swanton. The only other time I've seen such a stiff swanton was Jeff Hardy against Carlito at a Cyber Sunday, and since WWE was he didn't plan it out. It went like complete shoot. Whoever voted for the opponent was actually going against the match, and I guess is also on the guys because he didn't like go up to each other. It's like, okay, if I face you, we're gonna do this. If I face you, we're gonna do this. If I face you, we're gonna do this. Like they were completely cold, so it was like an improv two match. Jeff Hardy against Carlito, and if you go back to watch, I think it's Cyber Sunday 2007. And if you go back and watch that match, it was goddamn terrible. The miscues. And eventually Jeff got just pissed and just stiffed Swanton. Just start splat. Carlito. That's the only other time I remember him doing that to somebody. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna remember that guy's name. I feel terrible about it, but maybe one of you can write it down. Hey, it was like her first. I remember when she first came with the Kudo gimmick, it was I want to say Ricky, but I know it's not Ricky. He was at a Survivor Series too. I remember he showed up for Survivor Series, but no, it's gonna bother the crap out of me. But anyway, moving on. No need to waste time. Um, then we had Alicia Fox against Sasha Banks. And I guess we are gonna have that feud. We're gonna head into Extreme Rules with that feud because it would make sense because you need to fill 3 hours and have five of your best guys in one match. So that's why before Braun got hurt, it was gonna be like a month. The plan was we're gonna have Miz pick up the title over Dean tonight, and then have Miz and Roman feud for a bit, and then have Roman take the title off Miz. That's why we moved out the match to Monday, and then wait until Extreme Rules. But since Braun's gonna be out for 6 months, you have to reconfigure again, and so that's why it made sense that the match with Dean and Miz went on, and we're gonna have a continuance at Extreme Rules. But yeah, so we gotta fill out that 3 hour pay-per-view. It seems we're gonna be Alicia Fox against Sasha Banks, which I don't mind it because I've been on the Alicia Fox bandwagon for years now. Years. I mean, I honestly have been feeling sorry for Alicia because she deserves better. She's been out, thrown out there as, oh, she's just crazy. No, she can go. She can go. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna lose this feud, but nice to see her pick up a victory. Nice to see Noam Dar on Raw. So yeah, we're gonna head towards something there, and of course the aforementioned mentioned Dean Ambrose and The Miz. It was becoming something special, but of course we have to, extend to Extreme Rules. The Miz going for that strong style thigh sweep. Damn it, Corey Graves, you are the best. And Dean Ambrose having none of that, and just kicked him right in the dick. Just straight out kicked him in the dick. For Miz. And of course, later in the night, Miz complained to Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle gave him a match at Extreme Rules. The stipulation being that if the Miz happens, well, the Miz can win the title if Dean gets disqualified. And so moving on, had a Finn Balor backstage segment, which Balor being Balor, he's not bad. He could be better, but but it was what it was. Nice to see Charlie Caruso out there. And of course, after that, we had Alexa Bliss cutting a promo, just being the best. Alexa Bliss, like, I defend her wrestling. I know it's not the best, but it's also not crap. It's no Mandy Rose. It's no Eva Marie. Nowhere near that. She's getting better. She's learning. She's learning to get better. I mean, they called her up really fast. I honestly assumed that when that shakeup happened, I didn't think she was gonna get drafted the first time. It's surprising when she got drafted because I thought, oh, Alexa's there. It's gonna be her turn to win an NXT Women's title. Take it off. Damn, Asuka's been there for a while. In a multi-woman match or something. But they called her up and she's learning. They're sticking her with good people, so she's learning, and her mic skills are just beyond anybody. And she tore apart New Jersey. She tore apart Bailey, and then she got a kendo stick and beat the crap out of Bailey, which I didn't mind because Bailey's annoying. It's sad that you can tell. I think I said this already in my last week's review. Bailey's just it's like someone conked Bailey in the head, like, "Welcome to the main roster, Bailey. High five," and just missed and smacked her on the forehead, and just knocked out a bunch of wrestling knowledge. It doesn't make sense that why she would be so bad. Like, her promo is bad. Her in ring, she's way better than this. Go watch her match at Royal Rumble. Go watch her match at WrestleMania, and then compare that to her match with at Brooklyn, and her match versus Brooklyn, and her match and NXT Respect, her Iron Woman match. I mean, it's like something happened to Bailey. I don't know what. But yeah, it's inevitably later in the night. Bailey had a moment with Kurt Angle, and like I could tell right away it's gonna be a Singapore. Like I knew it. I was like, oh, let me guess, Singapore Kate on a pole match. And there you go, Singapore cane fall match. But no, they call it kendo stick because I guess the Singapore cane's a little bit dated. I mean, if you know about Singapore canes, they call it Singapore cane because some kid dropped gum in Singapore. Singapore don't play that. Singapore caned that kid pretty hard, which led to an awesome segment between the Sandman and Tommy Dreamer at ECW. Look it up. Tommy Dreamer being a champ and taking those cane shots. But yet later, after that, we had Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. Great match. Could have been better, but it's Raw. But of course, Roman Reigns wins. LOL. Roman Reigns wins. I honestly thought Finn was gonna win because they were playing up the whole Roman Reigns hurt. It's like, oh yeah, he's hurt. They're gonna have Finn go over. I mean, you can't have Finn lose, right? I mean, he just came back. He's picking up victories. You gotta make him look good, especially if because I don't know if they changed it up again because they changed. Pardon me. They changed everything up. So I don't know if they he's still in the front running because I know it was him and Seth Rollins, which they were the two they're gonna go to. But if he's still in the running to be the one to be put in that Brock Lesnar spot, having him be destroyed by Roman Reigns is doing no favor to Finn Balor. Because then people are going to see, oh, the guy can't beat Roman Reigns. What chance does he have against Brock Lesnar? I mean, right? I mean, he's hurt. You couldn't give him that one match. One match. I mean, it built an excuse. Oh, he's hurt. He even speared the goddamn ring post. But no, Roman Reigns wins. Because he's a dick and a heel, but not a heel. Yeah, Roman Reigns wins. Roman wins. Roman Reigns wins. Because that's how it goes. And that really bothered me. Such a great match. The storytelling was there. The psychology was there. And then it's like they pulled a twist, and the twist wasn't good. It reminded me of an M. Night Shyamalan movie. We had a good movie going on, and then we had to do a twist. Like, he just went against everything, everything you showed me in this movie. Everything the build, all the build up, all the everything was building up to a result. Now that we're just like, nope, we're doing this. We're doing that. Like, you sure you wanna do that? We're doing this. We're doing this. And yeah, after that we had a segment with Golden Truth, and the Golden Truth came out, and Goldust turns heel on R-Truth. What this leads to, I don't know. Like, I hope Goldust gets a bit of a push here, because Goldust is great. I mean, just the wealth of knowledge in his brain is, you know, I hope it does something good. Maybe he had a feud with Dean or something. Even if at least nothing, maybe he doesn't win the feud, win the title. It'd be nice just to see Goldust do something because he has put in a lot of years to the company. He's gotten sober. He's done the live events. He's done everything. Just something. Give the man something. And yeah, the sad thing is New Jersey just took a crap on that. Did not care. No sold it. And I forgot to mention, because it's cut and paste every week. The cruiserweights came out. TJP earlier. TJP and Neville versus Jack Gallagher and Austin Aries. Austin Aries and Jack Gallagher lose, and Neville, Austin Aries again at Extreme Rules. Cut, paste. I mean, they could have put on a great match. Don't get me wrong. It's just, what's the point of including TJP and Jack Gallagher if you're not going to put them in a match with those guys? It's again, the storytelling is telling us one thing, but it's like the WWE other writers don't notice what they're telling us. Like, I think they think one thing, but what they're actually writing down is another thing. But yeah, that's another match that was confirmed. Because we have 3 matches. With Dean, that, that Dean and Miz. We have the Hardys against Cesaro and Sheamus. Alexa Bliss and Bayley. I am spacing out. And Neville and Austin, and a five-way. We have 5 matches. Cool. And then we had again. I'm sorry if I'm just like sound like I'm not interested, but it's like Raw had a weak closing. We had Titus wrestle Enzo. I mean not Enzo. Enzo and Cass. Enzo. Titus wrestles Cass. Cass picks up the victory. Apollo Crews might be turning heelish. Maybe. Who knows? Until they actually do something interesting with all four of those guys, I do not care. Sue me. I didn't care about Apollo when he was on SmackDown. I cared about him in NXT, but they pulled him out too soon, and he's just floundering. And now they're putting him with Titus. Titus is no, Titus, and Enzo and Cass are just, you know, they're also floundering, but they just happen to be over with the crowd. And so then we had Seth Rollins against Bray Wyatt. Samoa Joe interferes, and then Bray hits the Sister Abigail on Samoa Joe. Bray standing tall, and of course that's gonna be meaningless when he loses and he takes the pinfall at the pay-per-view. So yeah, that was Raw. That's how we close out Raw. Bray standing tall, and of course it's not gonna mean anything until he starts eating spears and he's the odd man out. I honestly want Samoa Joe to win that match. I mean, it's a perfect way to make Joe. He's the only guy who would look good in a match, like believable. He would look believable in a match against Brock Lesnar. I mean, Seth, we already had that. You know, it bothers me because if it's either Seth or Finn, you're killing two of your stars. You put Finn up against them, no one's gonna be interested in that, especially after the Roman Reigns thing. Like, oh, he can't beat Roman Reigns. How is he gonna beat Brock Lesnar? And Seth Rollins already had that. He got taken to Suplex City. And even then, what are you going to do after that? SummerSlam. When you don't want to put Roman Reigns in there, put Samoa Joe in there. Put Samoa Joe in there at a great fire. And then at SummerSlam, make it a multi-man. Put Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and Seth. And just have those three guys like beat the crap out of Brock Lesnar. I mean, because they don't want to put Roman Reigns near him until WrestleMania. So you're writing yourself into a hole there. Like, make it a multi-man match. Have Seth pick it up, have Finn pick it up, and then just do what they did with Goldberg and just have Brock Lesnar pick it back up again at Fastlane, and then have him drop it to Reigns at WrestleMania. If you're that into that feud, right? There's no need to sacrifice your show. I mean, the ratings are down, and it's like I was saying earlier to one of my friends. Not even earlier. I've been saying this since he first won the title, when he won the WWE title, and when he went away. I was like, sure, it's cool. Like, you're talking to somebody. Oh, who's the champion? Oh, it's Brock Lesnar. What? Brock Lesnar's the champion? I was like, oh, is he gonna be on Raw? No, he's not on Raw. Oh, is he? Why is he on Raw? He won the title and he's off for a while. When is he gonna come back? He usually comes back once the pay-per-view starts coming around. Oh, so he's gonna fight? No, he fights at the pay-per-view. Like, you're kind of crapping on your own idea. So, you know, Reigns are dropping. Brock Lesnar's in there. You put the title on Brock Lesnar to get the name recognition, but the name recognition is not on the frickin' show. It's like having a movie. I was like, oh, and the movie starring Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt's not in the goddamn movie. Like, he's in the movie for like 2 seconds. It's like what they do with this direct DVDs. That movie, they had Batista and Rob Van Dam. It was like Rob Van Dam was the star of that movie, but Batista's like front and center on that cover. Like, Batista's in there like, combined for like not even 5-10 minutes. So it's just weird. But yeah, what do I know? I'm just some guy yelling at the internet. I'm not a writer. So yeah, that was Raw. Better than last week. Middling Raw. Not good, not bad. All right. Anyway, on to the news that happened this past week. So, let's see what happened this week. Of course, the most notable thing that happened over the weekend, Randy Orton just working those internet indie darling smarks, which it doesn't bother me. Like, if you're Randy Orton, I mean, you can talk a bit of crap. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna blame you. I mean, he's right. I mean, indie matches are just like some of them are just flippy shit super kick. And if you're Randy Orton, you have your and I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love indie wrestling. Rick, Ricochet and Osprey all day, every day. But if you're Randy Orton, you have the money, you have the world titles. You're not gonna go wrestle in indie ever. I mean, you've made enough money, so go ahead, talk a bit of crap. You know, I'm not gonna blame you. I mean, you're Randy Orton. Like, you can probably do some of the stuff those guys took years to learn without even trying. That's why you half-ass most of your title reigns. Like, you're Randy Orton. Like, it comes to you naturally. Like, go ahead. You got the money, you have the titles. You've had the women. You had the drugs that nearly ended your career. Even go ahead, live your life, brother. Go work those smarks. And of course, speaking of smarks, all of our hearts, wept a bit, but then they were elated because during War of the Worlds at the Ring of Honor and New Japan co-branded event, we said goodbye to Adam Cole, baby, and we said hello to the villain. Kenny Omega kicked out Adam Cole after a solid match, a nice, safe match with Tanahashi. Adam Cole lost. Adam Cole was gonna get his goodbye. The Young Bucks came out. It was a nice moment. Then Kenny Omega came on the screen, and he said he couldn't be there, and everyone booed. I booed too because I love me some Kenny Omega. And then he proceeded to say that every great story needs a great villain. Cue the villain Marty Scurll. And, of course, he joined Bullet Club. Thus, and the Young Bucks super kick Adam Cole, baby. Out of the Bullet Club, we have a new member, Marty Scurll, going to be the representative of Bullet Club at the Best of the Super Juniors later this month. Yeah, later this month. Man, I gotta look at the calendar. I am bad at this. but yeah, late the following day, Adam Cole came out and cost Marty Scurll the title, his television title, versus Kushida. So, which leads me to the next story, Adam Cole. No one knows exactly what's going on with Adam Cole, because most of us hope that he's going to show up at TakeOver on Saturday, but, I mean, why would they continue this sort of feud, right? Like, why would, if he's leaving to WWE, joining NXT, why would they continue that feud with Marty Scurll, right? And so many are thinking, did he sign with New Japan, right? And it'd be weird if he did sign and they kicked him out of Bullet Club. It's a weird thing. Like, they could be working us and swerving us in one of two ways. Either, just to throw off the scent that he's not going to WWE, or to throw us off the scent, like, he's sticking around, but he's just going to be with New Japan, and we're just going to go a whole new direction with Adam Cole. Because he showed up at, well, it was a Saturday and a Sunday, so I think he showed up earlier in the week or something for ICW, and he's going to compete in their tournament, which starts in June. I don't know about you, but June is after May, right? And so if he's joining NXT on Saturday, how is he going to be in that tournament? So Adam Cole's up in the air. If he joins New Japan, I'm not gonna cry about it because I'm still gonna see Adam Cole. I got that New Japan world. It's gonna be interesting what happens with Adam Cole if he goes to New Japan. But if he goes to NXT, be awesome. Adam Cole, baby. And NXT getting snapped again, so that's great. After a brief moment in time when it was really, really bare. So yeah, Adam Cole, baby. Where is he going? We don't know. Let's see what else happened. Oh, right, the women's tournament. The women's tournament. Apparently, recently, during the NXT live events, uh, ODB's, formerly of Impact Wrestling ODB, her food truck has been showing up outside the NXT live events, which people are wondering, will ODB be a part of the women's tournament? Which I wouldn't mind. Great if she joins NXT. Great, another body that can work. Awesome. And speaking of the women's tournament, oh Jesus, hold on, my notes. I should just have my notes like, written down on like a notebook, but no, I happen to write them down on my computer, which makes me stall. Anyway, apparently the format they're gonna go with for the women's tournament is gonna be WWE is gonna release on the network 3 to 4 episodes a week instead of one a week, which I don't know like how's that's gonna work, how many they're gonna film, or how when they're gonna start it, because I know the final's supposed to take place at the end of August. So if they release 3 to 4 episodes a week instead of one once a week, it's and I don't know, it's maybe just a rumor. It's the rumor that's going around. I don't know because it doesn't make sense to me. And wait, hold on. I look at my notes. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Settle down. Settle down. Uh, here he is. According to the Observer. Oh God, I can't say your name. Why can't I say your name? Uh, I am awful at this. God, I'm gonna butcher her name so bad. Shirai? She appeared on Lucha Underground. She faced Penta Zero Miedo. She was at Lucha Underground as Hitokiri. I am awful at this. I should be better at this. I'm so ashamed of myself. Anyway, she's gonna report to the Performance Center in June. Maybe she shows up in the tournament. Either way, if Asuka's still there, yeah, can't wait for that match. And more NXT news. Aleister Black's gonna be working some more WWE main events and some more live events. So they're hot on him. They're high and hot on Aleister Black. So that's great. Who knows where he goes eventually? And the tail end of NXT news. At NXT Chicago, we're gonna have Pete Dunne against Tyler Bates, and the commentary. They're gonna switch out like with the cruiserweights. It's gonna be Jim Ross and Nigel McGuinness. So that's to hear good old JR. And that match is going to be great. So hearing JR is going to be awesome. It's going to bring back some awesome memories. And so I think that's about it for news. Of course, the UK show is going to start airing this Thursday, which I don't think I'm going to review. I'll check it out. If it's good, I'll review it. But the spoilers are out already. That's why I don't review NXT. Like the spoilers are out. If you want to find them, you can find them. But yeah, tomorrow, SmackDown, I'm going to review that. They announced the matches during the commercials. AJ Styles against Jinder Mahal for the first time ever. And Randy Orton against Baron Corbin, which Baron Corbin, he's getting that work in with some great workers, learning. So yeah, that's pretty much it for news. And yeah, that does it for Raw. One last bit more NXT news. Apparently, Hope Vista claims she's recording the new intro theme for Johnny Gargano, but not Tommaso Ciampa, which I don't know means that they might be splitting up. DIY. Hope not. But I mean, they kind of planted seeds for that last year when Gargano couldn't quite beat the Revival, which I honestly thought that was how that feud was gonna end. Just Gargano just got pissed. He's a psycho killer. He beats the crap out of Gargano. But no, maybe this fight is happening. So yeah, it does it for today's. It does it for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Again, like, subscribe. Um, again, if you subscribe on Sunday, I'm doing a live stream for Backlash. I'm going to give away that exclusive FYE Finn Balor Funko Pop. So like it up for that. If you want to follow me on the Instagram at AJ500. And again, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, until next time, see you tomorrow. And Smark out.